Schattblumen wahrscheinlich. Ach, sind die Dinger drin. Runde Seminar. Irgendwie. Sonderseminar zur botanischen Forschung. Die gibt's sogar Urgestein.
I can't believe it's not just the Moonglow fireflies. Even cats can get eaten. Yerva. Make sure you keep a close eye on Pavlov the next time you take him for a walk.
Don't worry so much. Pavlov's a lot bigger than a cat. Besides, they're just plants. What's the worst they could do?
I remember a certain fresh-faced adventurer saying something similar, right before coming face to face with a hexadecatonic mandragora.
Hexadecatonic mandragora. Awesome!
Oh. What are you all hollering about, huh? I haven't heard the commotion from miles away. Is this some sort of class?
Yep, it sure is. Linnea's telling us all about her recent findings.
Es hört sich ja interessant an.
Of course. Please take a seat. Since we're on the subject of hexadecatonic mandragoras, there's another notable variety of plant that can be found near Void Sea Outlook.
You must mean Winter Islea.
Spot on! I'm talking about Winter Isley.
Hey, Yerva, that's cheating. Linnea didn't even finish asking.
Sorry, I got carried away and jumped the gun. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more questions to answer. Right, Linnea?
Enough for everyone! Get your answers at the ready, and you'll all have the chance to earn yourselves a sugar sculpture. Ooh, a sweet, sweet sugary reward! Come on, traveler, this is our time to shine. Right, back to the topic at hand. There's actually an interesting story about Winter Isley. Legend has it that this plant held a deep connection to the King of Winter Isley. Now, the King of Winter Isley had a brother, whose own symbolic plant is something you should all be very familiar with. Can anyone tell me what it is?
Himbeere.
Correct! The answer is midsummer berries.
Midsummer berries? All I know is Katya and Aino both make delicious midsummer tort.
Midsummer berries are the symbol of the King of
Nicht
Midsummer
einer macht die
Oak,
Platte.
brother to the King of Winter Icely. Legend has it that these two twins have been fighting since birth. They each take turns killing the other, only to be resurrected once more. Each rules their own season, with this cycle of death and rebirth continuing until the end of time.
That's so sad. Despite being connected by blood. Katya once told me good relationships have nothing to do with blood. Sometimes it's precisely those connections that cause conflict to arise.
How very perceptive of you. You're right, of course. That's exactly what the scholars of Snezhnaya think the story represents. What's more, due to Winter Icely's hardiness and resistance to the cold, it's also considered to be a symbol of the Light Keepers.
The leaves will keep their promise. Paimon's heard that saying before.
It's a very old saying, and hardly anyone still uses it nowadays. I'm surprised you're even aware of it.
We're seasoned adventurers, which means we're... What was it again? Oh yeah, well-traveled and well-read.
The Light Keepers. They're the ones who dress in black, right? Are they also hardy and resistant to the cold? But their clothes look so warm. If they really are so resistant, couldn't they wear a bit less? You've got it all muddled up. What Linnea means is that, just like Winter Icely, the Light Keepers stand tall in the face of hardships as fierce as the icy wind.
Wonderful! Your interpretation is spot on. But let me ask, how did you arrive at that understanding?
Helga sent me a handbook, all the way from Fontaine. She told me about the language of flowers. Now all the flowers of Fontaine have their own secret meanings. I think if Winter Icely has a meaning, it must be something like unbending. Or maybe the courage to persevere until the end.
Well, someone's clearly learning to draw inferences. Well done! And Miko, you may have approached it from a very different angle, but your sense of logic is certainly interesting. Let's see if you two can answer this next one.
Ask away! No question's too hard for the traveler.
Such confidence! In that case, I'll ask you one of my hardest. Why do nocturnal blossoms come in both red and blue?
Und beides. Alright,
so what's the answer? Nocturnal blossoms aren't the only things we've seen in Notcry that are red and blue. Come to think of it, we've seen red and blue stuff all over the place. If you're asking about the one thing that stands out most about Notcry... Hey! Stop trying to explain everything away with the power of Kuvaki. There's no way the answer's gonna be as obvious as that.
You're correct!
What? Seriously?
It's common knowledge for those of us who live in Notcry, but not so much for adventurers visiting from afar. So, in context, I suppose it could be considered a tricky problem? But you weren't fooled by the question at all. It looks like you're on the path to becoming a real stellar adventurer. All right, that's it for today. All the students who answered a question can have a sugar sculpture!
Huh? Wait a second! Don't tell Paimon that she's the only one who doesn't get any candy! If Paimon had known, she'd have answered more questions! Even if she'd have probably gotten them all wrong.
Don't worry, don't worry. You'll get yours too. You and the Traveler are a team, just like Lumi and me.
ist das nicht toll beim...
Well, Miss Linnea really is the best teacher ever!
gleich weiter. Richtig. Oh, ich war zu weit weg. Okay. Nutzcode. Hier ist Bennett. Ja. Ach, da.